do, what it do, what it do. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. You hear me? If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. I think a lot of y'all miss this, man. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready, dog. It's one thing I will admit I love about being in great shape. When you stay ready, you stay going to the gym. When you miss the gym, guess what? When you get back to the gym, you not fighting to get in shape. A lot of people don't realize how this is one of the biggest blessings you could possibly have. Remember, the gym can be transferred to so many other things. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. For me, one of the things that helped me the most in my landscaping business was not my equipment. It was me already being in great shape. It was me already being conditioned. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. It's a big difference. Think about it. For all of the people that was ready for the snowstorm, you're dealing with different shit. Rather than those who ain't ready. No shovel, no ice. You scrambling. You see the cause to effect. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Always remember that. This goes for everything. Business, work, family. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. You hear me? Make sure you stay ready. There's little things you should always be able to do. And it's basic stuff. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about they bad backs, but you wanna complain about, oh, on deadlift. Deadlifting would have helped your genius ass with being able to shovel snow with ease. But nah, y'all don't want to do deadlifts and shit. These things are transferable. I talk about fitness all the time. A lot of what we do is transferable. You can transfer a lot of the stuff that you're doing into regular life and lifestyle situations. But no, you want to follow somebody that don't know what they talking about, or someone is just bringing up an extreme. That's one thing I hate in general conversations is extremes. Like, I get extremes can happen, but extremes are not always the norm. That's why they're considered extremes. You get where I'm going? A lot of y'all, deadlifting don't make sense, but you're complaining about your knees and your goddamn back right now. You're complaining about your knees and your back with the snowing. Deadlifts is what made it easy for me to do what? Shovel snow. I'm knocking out properties with ease. Do I care for it? I will admit, out of anything with landscaping, I do not care for this. But when it come down to it, ain't nothing but to do. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You feel me? Getting paid for it at the same damn time. But if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. I can't stress this enough. But a lot of people want to make excuses what it takes to actually just get ready. Basic things. Like I said, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts. Like I said, you ain't noticed the importance of a deadlift until your ass had to shovel snow. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. It's basic things that you should be able to do on a regular basis that makes your lifestyle, regardless of whatever life throw at you, easy. That's why fitness should always be a lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? But no, you want to wait until you buy your tickets for Cabo. You want to wait until it's time for you to go on this trip out of the country or out of state, not realizing you should have been staying ready the whole time. It's not just about getting a six-pack. So I tell you all the time, when you see me and you see my physique, this is from me always staying ready. This is not waiting until I'm trying to get in shape. When it's a point that I'm trying to get in shape, I'm just tweaking little things that I want to get better at. I want to get stronger squats. I want to get stronger deadlifts. I want to be able to do 245s with doing pull-ups, little stuff like that. But if you stay ready, it's that much easier to get what you want to get done. Stop doing this start over, stop, start over, start over, stop. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time and energy. You just need to integrate it into your life and lifestyle. I have clients that have had a conversation with me that said, hey, D, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to work out by myself. I don't have the motivation. I don't have the drive to do it. I'm just going to hire you as a trainer. And those are things that you need to, those are conversations you need to have with yourself. You got to be true to yourself. If it needs somebody holding you accountable, just hire somebody to hold you accountable. There's nothing wrong with that. Like the same thing you keep hearing about, People talking about selling ebooks and selling courses and stuff like that. Those courses can really be beneficial. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not a person that really sell courses or anything like that, but I've paid for courses that have been more than beneficial. I have family and friends that have paid for courses that are more than beneficial. One of my clients is a multi-millionaire, and his cheat code to life and lifestyle has been him finding the people that are exceptional at the job, paying them and spending time with them to know the ins and outs, so he ain't gotta waste 5-10 years to find a bunch of pack of bullshit that somebody else already know what to do. I'm gonna be real with you on that. So when it comes down to coursing, learning, everything in life is a learning experience. I think one of the most annoying things at the end of the day, one of the most annoying things is to start over. It gets to a point, I'm 35. Remember, we fit over 35 over here. At the age of 35, if you've been practicing something for 15 years, the only thing you need to be doing is continue practicing something else within that same field. Like we talk about fitness, there's so many different avenues when it comes down to fitness. You got online coaching, in person, physical therapy. You have personal train, not personal training. You have a fitness director. There's so many different avenues for you to keep getting money. So if you see an area that you feel like is no longer making the money that you want to make, there's another avenue, another lane, same area where you can get back to the paper. So do understand. But like I said, if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready, dog. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Like a thing that I'm sick of seeing is if I shovel my snow out and I put the cone down, fuck your cone, dog. That's because you ain't ready, dog. You weren't ready. You complaining about putting in all this work. One thing I think the most annoying thing for me as an adult, I'm talking about the most annoying thing, is people complain about work. Your entire life as an adult, you're going to have to work. I think it's so fucking annoying to hear people complain about, oh, you know, this, that, and the third with the work. Dog, you're going to spend the rest of your life working. Why are you complaining about fucking work? It don't make sense. And this is another reason why paper come into play. Paper is a tool. Money is a tool. If it's a scenario that you don't want to do it, just pay the motherfucker to do it. Come on now. Let's be real. Pay somebody to do it. Sometimes it ain't but so much you're going to get from a damn YouTube video. Ain't but so much you're going to get from having 2 hours of experience. You need that person that needs 15, 20 hours. But when it come down to it, when it come down to the snow removal and the parking lots and all this other stuff, hey, dog, if you was ready, you wouldn't be complaining about shoveling snow, dog. Like, let's be real. You out of shape. You lazy. That's why you complaining about shoveling snow. Like, really think about that. If it's easy for you to pick up 40, 50 pounds, it's easy for you to shovel snow. And like I said, if you got the paper, you can hire somebody to do it. I got plenty of clients that call my phone, hey, dog, I need you to come clean up my property, shovel my snow out. And when they hear that $200, $250 price tag, they not complaining because they got the money. But if you ain't got the money, you better put in the motherfucking labor. That's one thing a lot of people fail to realize. You're going to have to put in more work if you ain't got no money. That's always going to be the case. You're going to have to put in more work if you ain't got the money. And if you ain't ready, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a pain in the ass doing what you're trying to get done. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. I think that's one thing a lot of y'all miss. If you stay, you ain't never got to get ready, dog. You don't. You really don't. Like, life is simple, dog. The heart, and this, I took this from Zach Ziglar. Zach Ziglar is my guy. I'm big into motivation, if you can tell, because a lot of my conversations that we having in the morning is all about motivating you to get up off your ass and let's get to this cash. You get what I'm saying? But do understand, if you're harder on yourself, life becomes easier on you. If you're harder on yourself, life becomes easier on you. It does. You hard on yourself. You know what needs to be done. You thinking ahead of the game. You planning ahead of the game. You ahead of the curve. Shit gets easier when you're ahead of the curve. One of the worst things to do is be behind. One of the worst things to do is be behind, because everybody taxing your ass when you behind. Everybody is taxing your ass when you behind. Think about that. You late on the payment, they taxing your ass. You get taxed every time your ass is late. It's been times I was pissed as hell. I had the money and was late on some shit. I'm like, damn, dog. They tax me like this. And then you got to spend extra time trying to get on the phone, trying to mitigate this tax. And then some of them telling you they don't give a fuck. I call them invisible fees, by the way. A lot of people love tackling on invisible ass fees. These fees be invisible as shit. Just making up shit as you go along to say that this is the case. We got to make it make sense, man. We got to make it make sense at the end of the day, man. We got to make it make sense. No. We got to make it make sense. But if you stay ready, you ain't never going to get ready. I can't stress this enough. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. It's all about properly planning. This is another reason why you need to get your clothes out at night. You need to plan your day ahead of time at night. You should be prepping for the next day at night. Not in the motherfucking morning. You upset at everybody else because you can't find your keys. You can't find your wallet. You can't find none of that shit because you didn't prep at night. That's when you're supposed to prep for it. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. Y'all miss that. You keep missing that. It keep going over your head. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. Be ahead of the curve. Be ahead of the game. Don't wait till the last minute. Do your research. Like little stuff, I put a video up recently about the snow where I was like, in 2026, if you don't have the equipment, all you need to do at the end of the day, if you do not have the equipment, all you need to do at the end of the day is rent the equipment. Factor into the price. I get motherfuckers in the comments asking me, oh, since you rented this, how does it come assembled? Nigga, call. What are you saying? What are you asking me for? Call. I'm not no goddamn U-Haul tutorial. I'm not no renter tutorial. Like, what the fuck? I gave you the game already. The game that I gave you, it was more than enough. What more do you want? I think this shit is so annoying that so many people are that lazy to not do the information, and now it's to the point the information is right there in front of you. It's at the palm of your fucking fingers. It is. It's at the palm of your fucking fingers. You can pay for ChatGPT, give you the fucking answers, man. I'm not saying ChatGPT has all the answers, because you still need to do your additional research to understand what's accurate information. But at least you can get a baseline of information and then go from there, find out the rest. Why the fuck are you asking me? Sometimes I always say that. Why are you asking me, dog? You know what I'm saying? You're not paying me, and that's one thing I need y'all to understand. It's nothing wrong. I hate when people say, oh, this person money hungry and all that. No, motherfucker, not being money hungry. We all use the same tool. One of the easiest tools we all can use to make our life and lifestyles that much easier is pay a motherfucker. Everybody can use money. Everybody. If I give you money, you should have, even if it's not American dollars, it's Canadian dollars. You can use the bitch in Canada. But at the end of the day, I think it's absurd for people to get upset when somebody asks for a motherfucking price. Does it make sense to me? You asking me, oh, about this, that, and the third, and I tell you it's X amount of dollars, motherfucker, I'm giving you a shortcut. You ain't gotta find this information. You ain't gotta look for this motherfucking information. It's right here. I'm giving it to you. I'm gonna charge you for it though. I'm not just gonna be giving shit away for free. I think people need to stop being oblivious to that shit, man. Not just giving. Nobody should just be giving information for free. Information, in my opinion, should be sold and not told. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Pay the price. Either you're gonna have to put in the groundwork to learn it hands-on, or you're gonna have to pay somebody for a shortcut. Same thing when it comes down to an electrician, HVAC, mechanic, all that. You paying for that shit, man. Ain't nothing wrong with paying for that. But you mad at me because you broke as hell because you can't pay the fee or what it costs. Make it make sense, dog. Make it make sense, dog. Make it make sense, dog. That's one thing I'll be sick of. When a broke motherfucker want to get mad at you because you got a fee or you got a price. Get your money up. Don't get mad at me. When it comes down to me taking my vehicle to the mechanic and the mechanic tell me it's $3,000, I can't be mad at the motherfucking mechanic. I purchased the vehicle. That's one thing I'm sick of. Mainly when I see the little information on TikTok. I wish somebody would have told me You got a Mercedes Benz, dog. You're an idiot if you think shit gonna be $100 to fix. You're an idiot. Like, it doesn't make sense, dog. We need to think logically, dog. I feel like sometimes cell phones put us in a position where the average person is not logically thinking. They think something should always be handed to them or done quickly. It can be done quickly, but you're gonna get paid. You gonna have to pay for it to be done quickly and efficiently. You always want the cheaper price, then you realize the cheapest price is the worst price ever. You don't want no damn cheap price. Cheap price, generally, it fuck up on you. It's broke. And I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me. It was one day I was lazy as shit. Lazy as hell. I was working. You know, I was making, at the time, I was making hella bread. I ain't had no kids, no nothing. So when I say hella bread, I was taking in more money wasn't going out. You know what I'm saying? So I woke up that morning, I seen one of my neighbors outside. I don't know the neighbor from a can of paint, dog. I can't even see him fake it. I don't know who the hell the person was. I walk outside. I was like, dang, I don't even feel like wiping this shit off my car, dog. I was like, dog, I'll pay you to wipe it off. What you charge? He told me what he charged. It wasn't even a lot of money for real. Man, when I came back, man, the motherfucker scratched the fucking the roof of my car and some bullshit, dog. It made me realize, dog, a couple things, man. One, always cite your sources to make sure you're dealing with somebody that's legit. Two, another thing it showed me, you could pay to get it done, but depending on what you pay is going to dictate what you really get at the end of the day. So, rule of thumb, and this is the part of staying ready. Cite your sources. Make sure you're dealing with someone at the end of the day that knows what they're doing. You're not dealing with a Joe Blow that don't know what they're doing. Just because they got a mechanic shop doesn't mean that they really a mechanic. You need to cite sources. And sometimes I don't always believe in like Google reviews and Yelp reviews, because them drinks can be fluffed at the end of the day. There's so many companies out here that sell a shitty ass product that got fluff reviews. That can go here, there, and everywhere. You could be a point that the person just wanted to save $30 and it was a quick fix for that person. Doesn't mean that you're going to have a better experience. There's been times that I've been to a restaurant that had so-so reviews, but I would tell you my review was going to be exceptional because I had a great time. But I always say take reviews with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest keys that I think everybody should know how to do is how to source for the correct people that are going to get the job done. You got to know how to source for the correct people to get the job done. That's going to make things so much easier at the end of the day. You feel me? So much easier for me at the end of the day. So much easier for you. So much easier for me. Because sourcing for the right people is really half the job. Really half the job. But if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. If you got those people and you always building connections, you talking and communicating with the people around you, whether you're communicating on social media or whether you communicate in person. Do you understand? If you stay, you ain't never got to get ready. Understand that? A great example is, for me, this part of staying ready is, I don't got the push to start up my vehicle and none of that bullshit. But I'm always waking up a little bit early to make sure I can walk outside and turn my vehicle on. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. You get where I'm going? This goes to workout. Applies to life. This applies to everything that you do on a regular basis. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Before you take that trip overseas to Spain, why not use something like Duolingo? Or when you in the car, because you drive 45 minutes a day, that you learn Spanish so that when you get to Spain, you already ready. More so than you having to pull out a translator book and you confuse the shit, or you got to find somebody that know how to speak the native language. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. This is something that will help you within your life and lifestyle, man. I'm telling you, this is something that helps you out so much. For those who ain't been in the gym and they notice we got all of this snow and they had to go outside and go get the snow. If your ass was in the gym 3-4 months ago getting the snow up, you wouldn't be complaining about, because you were already ready. These things make a big difference. And I want you to always be ready. I want you to always be prepared. For me, my snowblower went out on one of my jobs. And I do feel like my snowblower went out, snowblower, snow thrower, whatever you want to call it, was one, because I wasn't ready. And the reason why I wasn't ready, I didn't know how to operate the machine. I never used the machine the day before. I ain't watched no YouTube videos. I ain't asked nobody that got a snow thrower how to use it or how to keep it up to date. The next day, I did 2 big properties. The next day I did my next property, was about to be a huge property. Guess what happened? The snow thrower, snow blower, whatever you want to call it, crapped out on me. And it crapped out on me because I wasn't ready. That's the issue. I wasn't ready. It's not nobody else's fault. I wasn't ready, and I fucked up the money. I missed out on a $1,500 job because of that bullshit. You get what I'm saying? But if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Learn from your mistakes. Mistakes are lessons. That's it. That's all it is. I think people miss that all the time. It's okay to fail as long as you learn from your mistakes. But I'm gonna say at the end of the day, for me, my biggest understanding was, if it snow like this next year or the year after this, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not trying to make money off this shit. Next time I'm gonna be in Tahiti with my goddamn straw hat, sipping my mojito and living life, dog, with my family, dog. I'm not trying to be dealing with this shit. You get what I'm saying? But guess what happened? I'm out here on these streets doing this snow because I wasn't ready. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. People miss that. If you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready. Every time you was behind was because you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. You wasn't prepared. Same thing for me. I make so much money January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Once December comes around, well, I would say December and January is really my slow money months. So when December comes around, I'm just telling you right now, if I was ready, all the other months, put money aside, been frugal with my spending, man, I'm trying to tell you, the sky's the limit. And I learned my lesson this year. And I said, this is going to be the last year that I fuck up like that. Spent a lot of money, dog. A lot of money fixing shit, getting shit together, trying to still build my company, little stuff like that. But if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Don't forget that, yo. Don't forget that. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready, man. Let's get it. Make sure you get to it. Don't forget to get your workout in. I'm about to work out with my client. We about to get to it, and we going to go from there. Let's get it.